Davis steps under center. Gibson and McClendon behind him. Davis with motion by Richard. Will give the ball to McClendon. He leaps. Oh, he doesn't get in. He fumbled the football. Carolina holds. The game is over. And Carolina has won the game.
Finley to throw. Over the middle, intercepted. Wolford again. Wolford the other way at the 30, the 40. Wolford to midfield. Miles Wolford with the pick. The Heels on the doorstep of an enormous victory.
Left side of the line. Hood standing to Williams' right. Williams gonna throw. One-on-one. Davis has it.
Touchdown. Carolina wins. Carolina is the Coastal Division champion.
Bernard fields it at the 26. Heading to the far side.
Gio at the 35. Gio is at the 50. No, he's not. Yes, he is. Gio is going to take it for a touchdown. Are you kidding me?
Connor Barth for the possible win. Snap, spot, kick away, high enough, long enough. It's good! It's good! Carolina has won the game on a 42-yard field goal by freshman Connor Barth. Good gosh, dirty.
This is the Heel Tough Blog Podcast. Hey guys, and welcome in to another edition of the Heel Tough Blog Podcast. It's Anthony Pagnotta with you guys, and we are talking to another one of our scoutees here. Of course, you know we usually do this in person with the guys, but because this year we've got everything going on with COVID-19, we've decided to take it over the phone, through Zoom, all those different methods of being able to talk to these guys. And today we're talking to Caleb Downs, who was our scoutee this past week, the 2023 safety, who is just off to a fantastic start to his career. And first of all, Caleb, how's everything going during this time? How's your family been holding up during COVID-19? I hope everything's been going well for you guys.
Yeah, it's been great. Everybody's been, for the most part, healthy, and just I can't complain about anything that has happened. So.
Well, yeah, you guys got your season started off at Mill Creek High School this past week. Of course, you guys were supposed to start as part of a local Atlanta area classic, the Corky Kell Classic, but unfortunately, you guys had to have the start to your season delayed. But how good did it feel to get back on the field on Friday night and against a really good opponent in Dacula?
It's a feeling that you can't explain. I haven't felt that in a long time since this past season, and it felt great to get back out there.
Well, yeah, you guys come in with some pretty big expectations, led in part by you, and just a fantastic performance. I mean, it started early, 3 tackles in the first half, pass deflection as well, and then carried over into the second half where you played extremely well as well. You know, when I look at your role, you know, you kind of play like a nickel back, but you're listed as a safety. So, you know, is that something that they've kind of talked to you about as being that guy that can sort of move all over the secondary because of just how athletic you are?
Yeah, they said that my ability to tackle allows me to move around the defense and play any position that they need me to play. So at any time, I could change to another position, and if we needed help anywhere, I could move there and play the position. So, yeah, they have said that to me a few times.
Well, yeah, I mean, what is it like to be, you know, one of the defensive leaders on this team as a sophomore? You know, most of the guys, even a lot of the guys that, you know, end up committing as high 4 stars or 5 stars even in some of these more, you know, recent classes, they have to wait until their junior and senior year to really be seen as a leader. But you have just been so great out of the gate in your career, and already as a sophomore, you're kind of seen as a leader on your team. So what is that feeling like for you?
It feels great that people trust me enough to help lead the team, and I just try to just be the best player I can be every night. So
Well, hey, man, that's a heck of a player, I'll tell you that much. You played fantastic the other night. I'm just amazed by how quick you can cover space. I'm really excited to see, where your career goes from here. But, man, you've got a ton of offers out of the gate, and one of them, is North Carolina. What is that connection like between you and your Uncle Dre? I know that, he's definitely one of the biggest characters that I've known, really from in the coaching ranks. But what is that connection like between you guys, and how do you kind of separate it from, a family member to, him as a recruiter?
Well, I know he knows what he's talking about as a DB because he's played and he just knows what he's talking about. And I can separate that from him just being my uncle and his coaching life and him being part of my family. I can separate those two pretty easily because he's a character.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there's not a real burden of him being in my family and being a coach.
Mm-hmm. I figured that, man. Yeah, Dre is always thinking about football, man. But, look, I'm assuming that's a family thing for you guys as well. Your brother Josh, of course, a current North Carolina Tar Heel, but, a guy that really was a standout in the state of Georgia at the wide receiver position. What was it like to watch him have success while you were having your own success last season as a freshman? And he was, trying to finish up his own career at North Gwinnett High School as a senior.
It was competition. And everybody just, who's better? It was like, it doesn't matter who's better. As long as we both play at our best, it doesn't matter. And to watch him go through the process that I'm starting to go through now, it's like I can just tell what I need to do in the future to pick the school that would be best for me.
Yeah, is it kind of easing to have him there, telling you what it's like to go through, the modern recruiting? Because even if, you were to try to talk to Dre, it's just so much different from when he got recruited to now. Is it helpful to have Josh there to kind of walk you through, this is what you're going to receive, when things really start to open up, this is how you kind of deal with everything?
Yeah, him and my dad being a coach, they both can help me to discern what is going on during different situations of this process. So that'll be big factors in where I commit to and anything that will happen in my future. So very grateful for that.
So I got to ask you, because it is a Tar Heel podcast, what is your overall opinion of North Carolina just out of the gate? I know it's still very early in your recruitment, but, what do you think about, the overall environment that you're getting from the coaches? And maybe, I know you've probably visited campus. What do you think about campus as well?
The campus is great. Like a college town, it's just a great place to be. And down there, it's a family. Everybody that's a part of it, everybody's part of the family. And to be considered as, being able to go into that family is a great thing. So, I don't know, this is a blessing.
Yeah, man. Hey, I know you're going to have the pick of the litter when it comes to all of these schools out here, but we know that Carolina is going to be pursuing you heavily because you are an extremely talented player. You guys are off to a great start to the season. So, hey, thanks for stopping by with us, man. Best of luck for the rest of the season. I know you guys over there at Mill Creek are going to have a great year. I know it's definitely a strange season, but, it's still a lot on the line for you guys. So hopefully you're able to make a run to a state title, and best of luck. We'll probably be scouting you again sometime next year as well. We usually try to go, one scouting report for a player each year. So hopefully we'll swing back around and get another look at you again next year. All right, man?
Thank you. Hoping for that.
All right, man. Take care.
You too.
All right, 2023 safety Caleb Downs. Guys, if you have not already checked out the scouting report, go back and check that out. Man, that was one of the funnest ones to write. This young man is a stud. We get to talk to him here. He was fantastic, so we want to thank him for stopping by with us again. Of course, you guys can go and check out all the other scouting reports that we have on the website as well. We've got 4 up right now. We had Eli Sutton to start the year, went to IMG Academy, or excuse me, we moved on to IMG Academy. We did not go, of course. Watched that game on TV. Dalen Everett and Desmond Ricks. We scouted them and then moved on and scouted Fisher Anderson. And of course, Caleb Downs is the most recent scoutee. Now, we will shift our attention to guys that are committed to Carolina once again, like we did with Eli Sutton this next coming week. That'll be J.J. Jones, the 3-star wide receiver that's committed in the 2021 class. He begins his senior year at Myrtle Beach High School when they take on Fort Dorchester. So we will be covering that game for you guys. That'll be a fun one as well. Check out all the other great stuff on the site. Of course, we know that this Saturday's game, against Charlotte was canceled. Carolina is apparently on the prowl trying to find a new opponent. Now, I think, as the days go along here, I think probably by Tuesday, that would probably be where you'd start to give up a little bit of hope. Carolina is still searching for a new opponent, though, so we do have an article on the website that you guys can check out where we kind of rank the possibilities. Now, one of the teams that is on there, Middle Tennessee, is unfortunately dropped off. They found an opponent for next week, so it's down to 6 teams that Carolina could be pursuing for next week. Make sure that you guys go onto the website, check that out, and pick out which one of those that you want. Let me know on Twitter at HTBAnthony. Also on Facebook, if you find it in any one of the groups, make sure to leave a comment below who you want to see the Tar Heels play if they end up getting a game for this next week. If not, we're still going to have some coverage for you on everything that's going on. Try to get an update on Joshua Zudu and his injury, see if there's a chance that he's going to play against Boston College, a team that looked pretty solid out of the gate against Duke. Carolina's going to have to be ready for that one if that's their next game on the road at Boston College. But whenever the Tar Heels get back on the field, we will have you covered. If it is that Boston College game, we'll have you covered on that Thursday with the preview. We'll, of course, have the podcast, the video podcast that'll come out for you guys where you can check that out. This one, of course, will be put into a video, but it'll actually be us on camera for the video podcast whenever the team is getting ready to play their next opponent. And then we'll come back on the website, recap the game, as well as do the trench report and the stock report. And then, of course, we'll come back on the podcast and recap that week's game, move on to the next week's game, and focus on that. So once again, we want to thank Caleb Downs for stopping by. We want to thank you guys for watching or listening. Make sure that if you do watch, you like the Facebook page for us. So that'll alert you whenever we are going to post a video, whenever our premieres happen. You guys will be able to see that, as well as if you would rate, review, and subscribe if you're listening to this on one of your podcast apps, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, Spotify, anywhere that you can find the Heel Tough Blog podcast. Make sure that you rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast so that it can move us up some of those rankings so that the people that haven't quite found us yet can track us down. So once again, thank you guys for listening or watching, and as always, go Tar Heels!